at Essence Festival.
Yes.
And it is exciting to be at this forum because not only are we celebrating culture, but we are also trying to get next steps and the plans going forward. And one topic that we've got to really go hard in the paint and talk about more is AI and our position and future. It's here. It's been here.
It's
So
been
let me not.
here.
It's been here. So with your company, and what is the message that you are trying to put forth that you even said too while we are here at the Global Black Economic Forum?
Yes, it's a great question. And as you said, AI has been around. It's not brand new, but it's just now kind of hitting the public discourse because of these new tools that are emerging that people are now getting to see that AI is not this kind of ambiguous robot, but it's the spell check in Microsoft Word. It's Chat GPT. So AI is a range of things.
How they're going to be identifying you
It's
in the criminal justice, facial recognition.
Exactly. So there's a range in terms of what AI is. And so my interest in this space is how we can combine AI tools with the power of storytelling to help our kids envision futures differently for themselves, bigger than even maybe the ones that they might be currently considering. Because part of the problem is, unfortunately, our kids can get placed in buckets that are maybe restricted by their community,
especially our children.
Exactly.
Education.
Exactly. So it can be very limiting. And the goal of this newer area that I'm venturing into is to really reinforce the idea that, number one, the future is not set. We have the possibility and the opportunity to iterate the future or futures. And a part of our responsibility is to help our kids be even more empowered, to be more exposed to careers, to opportunities, so that they can capitalize on we had a panel earlier, and a sister gave a stat based off of a McKinsey report that there's going to be something to the order of like $43 billion gap in terms of how Black people are going to be left out of the AI conversation, the economics of it. So this is a real urgency that we have to really think about. How are we ensuring that our kids are not just users of these technologies, but creators, innovators, and they have the capacity, they have the capabilities. And so part of what I'm doing is just trying to be more intentional with raising awareness around this concept of identity and how they see themselves, but also to call on companies to think about how they're using AI in terms of who is your ideal user, and is it not really keeping in mind the broad range of people that are often left out of the conversation that aren't being developed for when you think about these technologies. And also, are you scrutinizing AI? AI is riddled with bias because of the data and things that it's feeding it. So how do we make sure that we're scrutinizing AI, that we're performing these necessary audits of the AI to make sure that it's equitable and that it's not broadening pre-existing gaps that we already know exist in terms of achievement and access to opportunities?
When we look at even on the political side, I was interviewing several activists in the space that are talking about AI, and their biggest concern was disinformation as we go forth in this political season.
Yeah. So this is it's a really important point. One thing to keep in mind about AI is that AI is not applying logic, reason, or is not trying to be responsible about telling the truth.
And they're trying to make it act like it is really
true. You have to realize that that's where the human intelligence can power the artificial intelligence in terms of applying that level of truth telling and making sure that the AI is not just going to spit out something that sounds grammatically correct, but that could be very factually incorrect and could be very damaging and very harmful. And so I do think it's important for people to realize, again, that AI is stochastic, right? It's not applying logic, it's not applying reason to the things that it is putting out. It's basically using all of these things to be plausible based on what it's been trained with.
Right.
So we can't just take it at face value. And I think especially in an age of misinformation, we have to be exercising that due diligence to make sure that it's being responsible in terms of the information that it's being used to propagate and to put out.
Thank you so much, sis, for the work that you are doing. I love your amazing spirit. And where can people go if they want to find out more information about what you're doing and if what you're saying resonates?
Yes, absolutely. So I have a website, my name, www.knatokieford.com. Silent K at the beginning,
Now you gonna I'm about to say you gonna have to spell that one more time because they be like okay.
Knatokie, how you spell it?
Right.
So it's Knatokie Ford, like the car, Ford. So knatokieford.com, or you can find me on social media at fly FLY_SCI. So at fly side.
At fly side. I love it. Thank you so much, sis. And you are always welcome to AURN. I appreciate you.
It was so great to meet you.